In this session, we shall go through some more special problems in properties of triangles. As the very first problem, it is available on the board. You please look at that. If s minus a by a minus b is equal to s minus c by b minus c, then which option is the correct option? R1 plus R3 is equal to R2, R1 R3 is equal to R2 square, R1 plus R3 is equal to 2R2, and R2 is equal to 2R1 R3 by R1 plus R2. See, in the data, S, A, B and C are given, and in the options R, R1, R2, R3 are available. So, you first of all fix the plane of thinking. How to get these letters converted in terms of R1, R2, R3. That is essential. Yes, let us start. This is of course the given item. Let me cross multiply this. What happens? This is s minus a into b minus c is equal to s minus c into a minus b. This implies s minus a into this b minus c could be written as s minus c minus of s minus b. Am I correct? Again, s minus c into this a minus b can be written as s minus b minus of s minus a. Okay friend, what is the reason for that? To get them converted in terms of s minus something. See, what is R1? Delta by s minus a. So what is s minus a? Delta by R1. What is s minus b? Delta by R2. What is s minus c? Delta by R3. I think you could have verified it. Let me give a clarification for that. You have R1 is equal to delta by s minus a. Bring s minus a here and send R1 there so that you have s minus a is equal to delta by R1. Absolutely in the similar fashion, s minus b is equal to delta by R2 and s minus c is equal to delta by R3. Yes. This is of course the nice opportunity for us, before us, to get converted these in terms of R1, R2, R3. Okay, right. This is therefore, what is s minus a? Delta by R1. What is s minus c? Delta by R3. What is s minus b? Delta by R2 is equal to, what is s minus c? Delta by R3. What is s minus b? Delta by R2. What is s minus a? Delta by R1. One thing is sure, delta can be cancelled throughout this equation on both the sides. Moreover, after cancelling delta, you will have here R2, R3 as the LCM and R1 is there behind it, so that you have R1, R2, R3. And in the numerator, R2 minus R3. R2 minus R3 is equal to, similar thing happens on the right hand side also. Yes, what is here? It is of course R1, R2, R3. In this part only the LCM is R1, R2, so that this is R1 minus R. R1 minus R2. Again R1, R2, R3 can be cancelled. What do you have here? R2 minus R3 is equal to R1 minus R2, and if you bring R2 here, 2R2 is equal to R1 plus R3. Is it there? Yes, of course, option C is correct. Option C is correct. So what do you notice? 2R2 is equal to R1 plus R3, isn't it? So what is special in this problem? What is special in this problem? You are supposed to select the plane of thinking. Yes, of course. In what way should you think of? In the data, S, A, B, C are available, and among the options R1, R2, R3 are available. So, you must think in that corner that how to get these converted in terms of R1, R2, R3. For that, you must be making use of the formula R1 is equal to delta by s minus a, means s minus a is equal to delta by R1. Similarly, s minus b is equal to delta by R2. S minus c is equal to delta by R3, like that. That's it. By thinking of it in that way, we will be able to trace the correct option as option C, that is R1 plus R3 is equal to 2R2 is the correct option. Okay? Yes. Next question is, in a triangle ABC, A is equal to 3, B is equal to 4 and C is equal to 5, then what is the value of R1 plus R2 plus R3? Then what is the value of R1 plus R2 plus R3? What is that? He is saying. That is the main question. Oh, he has given some options and nothing can be thought of from the options. It is a problem in which a mere simple calculation is involved. Okay, right. Let us think of this solution. What is the data? All the three sides are given 3, 4, 5. And what is required? R1 plus R2 plus R3 is equal to how much? We are supposed to have R1 plus R2 plus R3. Think of the formula. What is R1? Delta by S minus C. What is R2? Delta by S minus B. What is R3? Delta by S minus C. So, you need delta and S because A, B, C are all known. One more thing, my dear. 3, 4, 5. Observe the numbers. They form a right angle, the triangle, isn't it? Because 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square. Therefore, you trace the diagram. This is 5. This is 3. This is 4. What is the largest side? C. Therefore, this angle is C. Isn't it? This is A. Therefore, this is A. This is B. So, therefore, this is B. That is the triangle. And from the triangle itself, you can easily trace the area, delta. As it is a right angle, the triangle, it can be used. Which can be used? Half into base into height. Half into 3 into 4. That is equal to 6 square units. We should feel happy because delta is known directly. Well then, what is S? S is equal to, what is S? A plus B plus C by 2 is nothing but 3 plus 4 plus 5 by 2, that is 6. S is also 6. Okay, what is R1? Delta by S minus E. Delta by 6 minus 3. What is 6 minus 3? 3. 6 by 3 is 2. What is R2? Delta by S minus B. What is delta? 6. Isn't it? By S minus B. What is S? What is S? 6. What is B? 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. 6 by 2 is 3. Good. Or 3. What is R3? Delta by S minus C. What is delta? 6. What is S? 6. What is C? 5. 6 minus 5 is 1. 6 by 1 is 6. All together, the answer is 11, isn't it? R1 plus R2 plus R3. What is that? It is 11. Hence, answer for this question is R1 plus R2 plus R3 is 11. That's it. Of course, it's a beautiful question. Here, the thing that must be observed by you in the very beginning is the three numbers 3, 4, 5 or the sides of a right angled triangle. As you could notice that we could have drawn the delta directly. It is 6. Next question, one more question. It is the sides of a right angled triangle are in AP. Then A is to B is to C is equal to. It's a very simple question. What is the question? If the sides of a right angled triangle are natural numbers that are in AP, then A is to B is to C is equal to. Actually speaking, as this is asked in a competitive examination, This can be answered by our general knowledge. Yes, A is to B is to C. Of course, there has been a procedure also for this. It's not impossible. Let us think of the question. Sides of a right angle triangle ABC are in AP and they are natural numbers. Then A is to B is to C is equal to. He has given some options. First option is 1 is to 2 is to 3. Second option is 3 is to 4 is to 5. Third option is 4 is to 7 is to 9. None. These are the options. It can be answered by mere verification. You see, 1, 2, 3. Suppose, can they form a rectangle triangle? 1 square plus 2 square is equal to 3 square. False. 2 square plus 3 square is equal to 1 square. False. So it's not possible. And it is possible for 3 is to 4 is to 5 only. 3 is to 4 is to 5 only. Yes. Therefore, if the sides of a right triangle or an AP under natural numbers, they must be in the ratio 3 is to 4 is to 5. So that you can trace the sides of another right triangle also basing on that ratio. 6, 8, 10 are also the sides of a right triangle. 9, 12, 15 again form a right triangle. 12, 16, 25 again form a right triangle. Like that, 3K, 4K, 5K. 3K, 4K, 5K. For any positive real number K, they form a right triangle. So it's a beautiful information for us to be stored in our memory, isn't it? Therefore, from this problem, we could have enriched our thoughts. We can enrich our knowledge also. If there is a right triangle whose sides are on AP, then they will be in the ratio 3 is to 4 is to 5. It's a beautiful information. Yes, that's it. The right option is the second option, that is 3 is to 4 is to 5. That is the question. The next question before us is, what is the value of 1 by r square plus 1 by r1 square plus 1 by r2 square plus 1 by r3 square in a triangle ABC? There are certain options, a square plus b square plus c square by delta, and 4a square plus 4b square plus 4c square by delta, a square plus b square plus c square by 4 delta square, and some other 4 options are there. So, by looking at the options, you can fix the plane of thinking. Of course, in what way should we think of? In the options, among the options, A, B, C are available. Therefore, we may have to convert these R1, R2, R3 in terms of A, B, C. Let us try. This is the requirement. Okay, what is R actually? It is delta by S. What is 1 by R? S by delta. Hence, it is S square by delta square. What about this? S minus A whole square by delta square. Why? Because R1 is delta by S minus A. So 1 by R1 is S minus A by delta. Accordingly, the other values can also be taken as S minus B whole square by delta square. S minus C whole square by delta square. 1 by delta square can be taken out. What do you have? S square plus S minus A whole square plus S minus B whole square plus S minus C whole square. So it is 1 by delta square into, if you can expand these squares, whole squares, S square, S square, S square, S square. How many S squares will be there? 4 S squares will be there. Minus 2S out. Minus 2S into A plus B plus C. And the third term, A square plus B square plus C square. What is A plus B plus C? What is A plus B plus C? It is 2S. 2S into 2S, 4S square. So that 4S square and 4S square go away. They can be cancelled. What do you have at the end? It is just nothing but A square plus B square plus C square by delta square. That's it. That is the answer. The next question is, the lengths of the medians of a triangle are respectively 6, 8 and 10. The lengths of the medians of a triangle are respectively 6, 8 and 10. What is the area of the triangle? What is the area of the triangle? Isn't it? What is the question? If 6, 8, 10 are respectively the lengths of the medians of a triangle, then its area is, that is the question. We are not given the sides, we are not given the angles, nothing has been given. We are just given the lengths of the medians only. We are supposed to have the area. How to get that area? Yes, you see, one thing you may have to recollect. Area of a triangle is root of s into s minus c into s minus b into s minus c, where s is a plus b plus c by 2. If m1, m2, m3 are the medians, you please recollect the formula delta is equal to 4 by 3 into root of m into m minus m1 into m minus m2 into m minus m3, where m is m1 plus m2 plus m3. This is the beautiful formula we have. Unless you know this formula, you cannot make an attempt to answer this question. This is to be highlighted here. Moreover, you observe, you imagine the formula root of s into s minus c into s minus b into s minus c. Therefore, this is equal to 4 by 3 into area of the triangle with sides m1, m2, m3. You observe it. We can write like this. Therefore, as and when the medians, lengths of the medians are given, you just imagine with those lengths of the medians as the lengths of the sides, imagine another triangle. If you can find that area, 4/3 of that area gives you the required area. Yes, this is equal to 4 by 3 times the area of the triangle with sides. What are the sides? 6, 8 and 10. Well, my dear, 6, 8 and 10, the ratio is 3:4:5. You please notice it. What is the essence of that observation? What do you notice? What can you say about that? They form a right angle triangle, isn't it? They form a right angle triangle with the sides 6, 8 and 10. Well, what is the largest side? 10, that is the hypotenuse. This is 6 and this is 8. What is the area? This is equal to 4 by 3 into, come on friend, what is the area of this triangle? As the C is a right angled triangle, you can use the formula half into base into height. Half into base into height. 3 2s are 6. Cancel them. So that you have 32 square units. Okay. So you observe how easily we are able to have the area. The main thing is you have to recollect this formula. Of course, we did not use and we need not use this here in this case. Why? Because the three lengths 6, 8 and 10 form a right angle triangle. How could you notice it immediately? Because they are in the ratio 3:4:5. We could have observed a beautiful result previously. If the lengths of the sides of a triangle are in the ratio 3:4:5, then surely it forms a right angle triangle. Basing on that knowledge, we could have traced that it is a right angle triangle and its area is of course half into base into height, and the required area is 4/3 of that one, that is nothing but 32 square units. That's it. There is another problem, theoretical problem. If R1, R2, R3 are in HP then A, B, C are in? That is the question. Okay. From data, what is R1? Delta by S minus A, delta by S minus B, delta by S minus C are in HP. That is the harmonic progression. So if you take the reciprocals of these terms, they definitely form an AP. That is S minus A by delta, S minus B by delta, S minus C by delta are in AP. If three terms are in AP, beautiful properties will be exhibited by those three numbers. If you multiply all of them with a constant number, results will be in AP. If you add a constant number to all of them, results will be AP. If you multiply all of them with a constant number, fixed number, then it is they form an AP. Well, basing those things in our mind, I multiply all the terms with delta. What happens? Implies S minus A, S minus B, S minus C are in AP. Now you subtract S on all the numbers. What happens? Minus A, minus B, minus C are in AP. Now you multiply with minus 1. What happens? Implies A, B, C are in AP. Isn't it? Therefore, if R1, R2, R3 are in HP, then ABC are in AP. And of course, the converse is also true. Yes, why? Because if you have this with you, this will be correct. This implies this, this implies this, this implies this, this implies this. Isn't it? Therefore, at the end of this problem, we can say that R1, R2, R3 form a HP if and only if ABC form an AP. That is it.